Did you know that the secret to your energy, mood, and even your immune system might actually be hiding in your gut? For decades, doctors overlooked gut health, but now we know it's the foundation of almost everything in your body. Stick around because today we're going to uncover how to build, repair, and maintain gut health. And I'll give you a simple 5-step process you can start today. Section 1. The Forgotten Gut. Let's start with a quick reality check. For years, if you went to a psychologist, they might give you a drug for depression or anxiety, but never ask if you were constipated or had digestive issues. See a dermatologist? They'd hand you cream for eczema or psoriasis, but not once mention that your skin is often a mirror of your gut. Go to an allergist? More tests, more panels, but no conversation about how inflammation in your gut could be triggering those reactions. Even with diabetes, weight gain, or constant colds, the solution was another prescription, another antibiotic. And guess what? Those often made gut problems even worse. This neglect is why so many people today are struggling, because the gut was ignored for far too long. And to be fair, the health practitioners ignored the gut because they didn't know what we know now about the gut. Section 2. Why gut health matters. But things are changing. Over the last 10 to 15 years, researchers have discovered that the gut is not just a tube for digesting food. It's your second brain. It's home to trillions of bacteria, a living ecosystem that talks directly to your nervous system. This is called the gut-brain axis. Ever felt butterflies in your stomach? That's real communication between your brain and gut. What is the gut-brain axis? The gut-brain axis is the two-way communication system between your digestive tract, gut, and your central nervous system, brain. It's like a superhighway where messages constantly travel back and forth. Your gut sends signals to the brain about digestion, nutrient status, and even inflammation. Your brain sends signals back, influencing gut mobility, enzyme release, and the balance of bacteria. How does it work? Through nerves, chemicals, hormones, and your immune system. Regarding nerves, the vagus nerve is the main messenger. It runs directly from your brainstem to your digestive tract, carrying signals both ways. And regarding chemicals and hormones, your gut bacteria produces neurotransmitters like serotonin, the happiness chemical, dopamine, and GABA. In fact, about 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in the gut, not the brain. These chemicals affect mood, anxiety, and even sleep. And the gut-brain axis also needs your immune system. Since about 70% of your immune system lives in your gut, inflammation or imbalance in the microbiome sends distress signals to the brain, often showing up as brain fog, low mood, or fatigue. And here's where it really gets fascinating. Your gut and brain aren't just chatting about food and digestion. They're also working hand in hand with your immune system. Since nearly 70% of your immune defenses live in your gut, any imbalance or inflammation sends alarm signals straight to your brain. That's why problems in your microbiome can feel like brain fog, fatigue, or even low mood. Now, let's connect the dots with some everyday examples you've probably experienced. Stress and digestion. Ever had butterflies before a big event or diarrhea during stress? Or maybe you had to run to the bathroom because your nerves kicked in. That's your brain sending stress signals directly to your gut. That's the brain influencing the gut. Mood and microbiome. When your gut bacteria are imbalanced, dysbiosis, the brain may get fewer of the feel-good chemicals, which can contribute to anxiety or depression. Chronic illness. And here's the big one. Researchers are now linking gut health problems to serious conditions like IBS, hiatal hernia, indigestion, anxiety, depression, and even Alzheimer's. That's how central the gut-brain axis is. It touches everything from your digestion to your mental health to long-term brain function. Gut dysbiosis, an imbalance in bacteria. On the flip side, when your gut bacteria are out of balance, what doctors call dysbiosis, your brain doesn't get enough of those feel-good chemicals like serotonin. The result is that you might feel anxious, down, or just not yourself. When this happens, it's not all in your head, it's also in your gut. Now there are a few terms you should understand. Sterile gut. This means you don't have enough healthy flora. Leaky gut. This is where the intestinal lining breaks down and toxins leak into the bloodstream, triggering inflammation, allergies, and even autoimmune conditions. And the scary part? Many people today have a far fewer bacterial species in their gut than we should, often just a handful when we're meant to have hundreds of them. Here's a chart that explains it. 1. According to bio numbers, one estimate is 160 bacterial species in the gut of any individual. 2. Regarding typical number of species, a recent cross-population analysis found each person harbors about 150 to 400 bacterial species. 3. In a study of 120 healthy Chinese individuals, the average number of phylotypes per person was 186. Phylotypes are categories used in sequencing studies to group similar organisms, sometimes species, sometimes slightly above. The count of phylotypes gives an idea of diversity, but doesn't always map one-to-one to formally named species. A species is a taxonomic classification, but even with a species there can be many strains, variations. So when we talk about gut diversity, to make this all super understandable, here's what science tells us. A typical healthy person has somewhere between 150 and 400 bacterial species living in their gut at any given time. But across all people, scientists have mapped up to 1,000 species that could show up in healthy guts, just not all in one person at once. There's also catalogs of thousands of strains. For example, researchers have preserved nearly 8,000 different strains in recent studies, which shows how much variety there is beneath the surface. And those numbers matter because more diversity, to a point, usually means better resilience, like your gut being able to bounce back from stress, antibiotics, or diet changes. Section 3. What damages the gut? So how do we end up with fewer species of bacteria in the gut than we're supposed to have? Antibiotics. They wipe out the good bugs along with the bad. Microwaved food. Heat destroys every living bacteria, yeast, and fungi. Processed foods. They're stripped of life, fiber, and nutrients. Lack of traditional foods. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. These used to be a part of almost every culture's diet. Now they're rare. Modern processed foods are a disaster for your microbiome. They don't add life to your gut, they starve it. Low microbial diversity tends to show up in people with chronic diseases, IBS, obesity, metabolic disease, etc. High diversity is associated with better immune function, better metabolic health, and better resilience. For example, studies of fermented food diets have shown that increasing consumption of fermented foods over several weeks raises diversity metrics and reduces markers of inflammation. People who start out with lower diversity show more obvious improvements. Section 4. What's living inside you? Believe it or not, you carry 1 to 2 kilograms of bacteria inside you. That's like a brick of microbes living in your intestines right now. The stars of the show include lactobacillus strains. You've probably seen them on your yogurt labels. Bifidobacteria, key players in digestion and immunity. Dozens of other species that together form your microbiome. When these are balanced, your digestion runs smoothly, your immune system strong, and even your mood improves. But when they're out of balance, everything suffers. Section 5. The 5R Protocol, Healing Your Gut. Now let's talk solutions. One of the most powerful frameworks for healing the gut is called the 5R Protocol. It's simple, practical, and incredibly effective. Let's break it down. Step 1. Remove. Step 2. Replace. Step 3. Reinoculate. Step 4. Repair. Step 5. Rebalance. Step 1. Remove. In this step, you get rid of the things damaging your gut. That means cutting out inflammatory foods like refined sugar, gluten, processed dairy, and alcohol. It also means being mindful of environmental toxins and unnecessary medications when possible. Step 2. Replace. Your gut may need some extra tools to work properly. Digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid, or bile salts can help break food down more effectively. This step prevents bloating, gas, and nutrient deficiencies. Step 3. Reinoculate. This is where we bring back the good guys. Adding probiotics restores healthy bacteria. It can be from supplements or fermented foods. Don't forget prebiotics. These foods are the ones that contain fibers that feed those good bacteria. Step 4. Repair. Next, heal the gut lining. Nutrients like glutamine, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids soothe inflammation and help rebuild the intestinal wall so it becomes a strong, healthy barrier again. Step 5. Rebalance. Finally, it's not just about food. Stress, sleep, and movement are just as important. Chronic stress or poor sleep can undo all your hard work, so practices like meditation, deep breathing, or just regular exercise become part of your gut healing plan. Section 6. The results you can expect. When people follow this protocol, here's what they notice. More energy and sharper focus. Relief from bloating, constipation, or gas. Fewer food sensitivities. Clearer skin and less inflammation. A stronger immune system. And even a brighter mood with less anxiety. Because when your gut thrives, you thrive. Section 7. Practical tips to start today. Let me leave you with a few quick practical tips. Swap your breakfast cereal for a smoothie with fiber and probiotics. Add one fermented food to your plate every day: yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut. Cut back on sugar for just 7 days and notice how your digestion changes. Smart managing stress. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing can shift your gut-brain connection. Small steps add up. Your gut doesn't heal overnight, but every choice you make feeds or fights your microbiome. So here's the takeaway. Your gut does more than digest your food. It's the foundation of your health. If you want more energy, better focus, clearer skin, and a stronger immune system, it starts here. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe for more health insights, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And tell me in the comments, what's one thing you'll start doing to improve your gut health?